Welcome to Roadrunner Predictions. Tonight's game, we're going over Notre Dame heading to Michigan. Notre Dame's currently ranked number 8 with a record of 5-1. Michigan's ranked number 19 with a record of 5-2. Michigan coming off a tough loss to Penn State, and especially when they had a chance to tie it up and give themselves a chance and drop pass. I feel sorry for that kid. Literally was crying too. I mean, because he knows what's at stake. They're looking at it like, okay, that's it. We can't be in the championship anymore. And Notre Dame is fighting to stay eligible for that because they already have one loss. And man, hats off to both these two programs. Not because of the historical part. We don't care about that. Just because their strength of schedule and the teams are willing to play. It's very impressive. Not to knock the SEC, but sorry guys, you guys can't compare against these two. A couple of you will, but no, most of you won't. You're running this gauntlet. Notre Dame's only loss was to Georgia, the 23-17, and Michigan lost to a stout Wisconsin team and Penn State, of course, from last week. I had Michigan +9. I just like Harbaugh under as a dog. This game, there's only 1 point difference, so Notre Dame's favored 1, and the over/under's at 50. Our pick is the under at 50. I was leaning towards Michigan, but I'm not buying into that stat. Harbaugh's 1-10 against top 10. Yeah, blah blah blah. We already know that. I got to hear that all last week, and then I got to hear it again. Instead of 1-9, now it's 1-10. And for that one win that they did win against Michigan, they were actually favored for the one win in that top 10 matchup. So they're supposed to technically win that game. This game's usually very good. It's always fun at least checking into two historical line programs, and real rarely does one get blown out in this matchup, so it's always close. And at 1 point, it's hard to find the leverage. We're taking the leverage of under 50 as our pick, and mainly because two programs both have so much to battle for. Someone said Michigan doesn't have anything to fight for, and that's just crap. This is a rivalry game. These two programs like to play each other, and there's a lot of history behind them, even though they haven't played as many games as I even thought looking up at the total amount of games played. But it means something. When you're playing Notre Dame or Michigan, it means something. I don't care who you are, really what your record's at. Points per game on average is for Notre Dame is 39.2. For Michigan, it's 29. Add that up, it's a total of 68.2. Points against, 16.8 for Notre Dame, and Michigan's 19 points. Add those two up, that's 35.8. That's a difference of 32.4. So we're gaining a value of between the points, the score, which is 68.2, and the points against at 35.8. You split the difference of that 32.4. So you're splitting down the middle, and you come up with 51.2. Mathematically, for how things have been going, we'd like that on the over. But the weather is the reason why we're not doing this game. It's supposed to start raining here pretty soon over there. Historic programs between the two. Notre Dame has won this matchup overall at 17 wins. They've tied once, and then Michigan's beaten Notre Dame 14 times. Program history for Notre Dame, they have 11 national championships, 0 conference because they're in that independent, whatever. 3 other teams are in that independent. They don't play each other for a conference championship because there's only 4 teams. They have 7 Heisman winners. Michigan has 11 national championships, 42 conference championships, and 3 Heisman. The weather, it's supposed to be 51 degrees, so it's going to be pretty nice, but rain. It's literally going to start raining about an hour or two before the game, and it's going to proceed to rain for a few moments after. And that's going to be a big factor in the game, in my opinion. And someone's saying that the third quarter, fourth quarter momentum of Michigan will come into the game. No, I don't think so. It's these guys' lines are all just too good. So I look at it as a reset, it's a restart. Michigan wants to play this game. They want to get in here and get going after last week, and Notre Dame's been amped up, and they know they're playing in a tough, big house. I mean, there's no forgiveness there. Strength of schedule: Notre Dame number 7 and Michigan number 5. Yards of play: 6.8 for Notre Dame and 5.5 for Michigan. Rush percentage: they're both the same. They both rush and pass the same. So we're looking at the rush 53% of the time, and they pass 47% of the time. Michigan has a few more plays they run over the total value of what Notre Dame does, but rounding up, it's all the same. So completion percentage is 64% for Notre Dame, and it's 56% for Michigan. Third down conversion, this is pretty big. Goes to Notre Dame at 42% to Michigan's 38%. Defensive stats, they're both kind of similar, but Notre Dame does own that category. But Wolverines are very effective at keeping people from getting those big points in the red zone. And that all basically about balances out. And I think the spread's right where it needs to be. Notre Dame is number 12 on the road. Michigan's 27 at home. Injury report, nothing really too crazy except for Notre Dame gets a few people back, especially a wide receiver that scored 2 touchdowns and provided some yardage over them last year. Notre Dame is currently won the last 2 games. Digging into the 2 programs and news to see if I can get an edge there. I couldn't really find an edge. I mean, it's just your classic. Let's go out there and let's beat Michigan. And Michigan, let's beat Notre Dame. So very exciting game. I will miss probably the first half, but I'll definitely be able to check out the second half. So I'm looking forward to that. And I hope you guys are all doing great on your Saturday picks so far. And if you have any questions or want to do a certain matchup, go ahead and give me a message, and I'll go over a game. Thank you for watching. If you think I'm right, give me a thumbs up. If you think I'm wrong, give me a thumbs down.